What is happening, YouTube? We are back.
Apparently cardboard's not recyclable.
Yeah, can you believe that? Our bin didn't get collected yesterday. Anyway, today's video, we are going to be taking you through what you need to know, what you need to do to get ready for stage. That means beauty, packing, hair removal, tanning, all of it. So stay tuned. So, where does it all start? Oh, Ronnie. Ronnie is waiting to get let back in. Look at this cutie. Cutie patootie. What are you doing? So where does it all start with prepping? Okay, so it actually starts 30 weeks ago. My prep started 30 weeks ago when I decided not to get on stage fat. That is the most important thing. But regarding actual skin prep and how to prep for the actual day, it started a week before show day where I actually epilate. So obviously there's multiple ways for you to do hair removal. Some people choose waxing, etc. And now this is where I wanted to discuss maybe the other side to hair removal. When you have got sensitive skin, psoriasis, eczema, you are really susceptible to reactions and flare-ups. So you don't want to choose a hair removal method that you don't currently use or you know that suits you. I used to always go and get a wax like for my previous seasons, previous shows. And I now know with everything that I've learned, it's just not good for me because I don't usually get a wax, right? So I always epilate. So I epilate like my shins, calves, like my whole leg. I epilate my bum cheeks. And that's not because I've got hairy bum cheeks. It is simply down to the fact that it's like peach fuzz. When you get leaner, I actually, before I do go into this, not everyone has this. But it's down to, your actual body fat percentage. And this may sound slightly insensitive, and obviously I don't mean it in that way, but it's very similar to people that suffer with anorexia. They get this peach fuzz, which is like really thin, small hair. And it looks like the hair that's on a peach, right? So I get that all over my body, and I'm talking bum cheeks, chest. These are things that maybe people won't speak about because they think, that sounds gross, but that's reality. So as I get leaner, I get this peach fuzz everywhere. So I epilate my whole leg, my armpits, and my vagina. I'm a psychopath, I know. I do epilate my vagina. So I don't shave because I cannot shave. A lot of people can, that's cool. Shaving for me causes it's like too damaging because it takes off a layer of your skin, right? It's not gonna cause you, But anyway, it's too damaging for me that my body can't handle the shaving. So I have to epilate. Then I did my hair removal cream last night. So that was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So that's 3 days before show, okay? The hair removal cream I did everywhere to get rid of that peach fuzz. So that's like my chest, my arms. So my arms are like completely de-haired. Even my midsection, across my back, like actually all over my back. And I use the Veet Sensitive, and I don't leave it on for like the amount of time that they do recommend. I leave it on for maybe like 5-6 minutes, and that's pretty much it. Then today is Thursday. So today is my final pump session, but what I am going to do, and this is new for me, so you can see I had a trial. I'm getting lash extensions because I'm not a makeup girly, as you can see from me right now. Also, these cheekbones fucking hurt. Every time I answer a phone at like a call, I'm like, and I whack it against this bone. But anyway, so I am getting lash extensions for the very first time, and I'm quite excited, but I had to have a 24-hour test because, again, of having sensitive skin. So I'm going to go get those done, get my brows done as well. So just like a normal thread, again, nothing out of the ordinary. I will also be veting the mustache because, again, all normal things that people might not speak about or maybe embarrassed to speak about. Hair is fucking normal. So that will be that. And then tonight, it will be my first base coat of tan. So I do 2 base coats and then a top coat. And that's because my skin actually absorbs the tan quite a lot because it is dry. So I always do a tan coat tonight, wash that off tomorrow, a second coat of base tan tomorrow night, don't wash that off, top coat the morning of. Now, if I then speak about how I've done skin prep for leading into this show, with sensitive skin girlies, you actually can do too much. So, I won't lie guys, I had to put you on a tripod because I was getting a pump in my arm. So you can do too much. If you are someone that has got sensitive skin, I almost flung it out. Oh, I'm gonna have to hold it. Oh, I'll just pop it here. Enjoy. So you don't want to be exfoliating if you are sensitive every single day leading up to it, because exfoliating is of course taking a layer of skin off again. Okay, so I exfoliate maybe once every 3 to 4 days, and I do a big, I call it, I'm gonna go slug up. So I do a big moisturize. So where I put that moisturizer on and I literally stand there completely naked and just let it soak in. Products that I use, I'll actually go get them now. So again, you don't want to be using products that you don't usually use because you're just having more variables to the mix. Nat's in the shower, so I'm going to have to sneak in to get them. So this is the skin, like hair removal cream that I use, the sensitive skin. And then this is actually the cream that I use. So White Soft Paraffin. And it's literally like gunk. It's like an oil, right? And an ointment is probably the best way to call it. Yeah, it's like a hair gel, and I slug up, but I don't use that. So the last time that I used that was 2 days ago. I didn't use it yesterday because I did my nair yesterday, and it's very important that you don't do your hair removal cream and then use any products for 24 hours after that, okay? Because again, if you are sensitive, that's potentially going to cause a reaction. So once you've done your hair removal cream, don't put anything on you. Obviously, you're going to like wash it off, get it off. Don't put anything on you for 24 hours. Pre-tan, what I will do is I will actually put a little bit of moisturizer on my psoriasis areas. So my knees, my elbows, and I'll make sure that that's obviously soaked in a little bit before the tan goes on. Some people actually do it on like their knuckles, like their toe knuckles as well, because those are just drier areas that the tan might then stick to. So that is also something that I do recommend. But other than that, that's pretty much it. So it's almost doing a little less, and also making sure you use the same products you always have done. And then the other thing is to actually write out a bit of a schedule so that you're not a little bit confused. Because I know right now, this flip-flop that I have done is probably going to sound quite confusing. So how I do it is I work backwards. So show day is Saturday, that's top coat. Friday, base coat 2. Thursday, base coat 1. Wednesday, nair. And then like I said, the Saturday before epilate. I hope that helps. And now Nat's out the shower. Enjoy my big face, but you know, I can't exactly zoom out. So this is the body wash that I use. So Dermal 500, and that is something that I have to use anyway. So it's actually an antimicrobial emollient and moisturizer, but that is what I have been prescribed to use, because any other shower gels I actually react to. So yeah, that's that. I'm about to fly away. They look a bit big, don't they? Next up, so the eyelashes are done. The Oodie is on. I'm not in my pajamas, I'm in my normal clothes, but the Oodie is just on all times. So the next thing that I'm doing is Hannah is doing my makeup. So, God, that looks not this, Hannah. Obviously. She's recommended that I dermaplane my face. I've never done this before, so I might accidentally slit my throat. But we'll see how it goes. Basically, again, talking about things that maybe others don't mention, the peach fuzz, it also comes around the face. And if you imagine when you are getting then stage makeup, that can then almost stick to it and get a little claggy on the face, and it's gonna ruin your photos. So yeah, dermaplaning is a go.
We have a run, and we are in the midst of the pack. The steam mop's getting returned. You don't need that on show day. So, big part of show day is usually you're not at home, you're somewhere else. So you need to pack, and as we know, packing as bodybuilders is a bit of a pain in the arse. So we have got pretty good at it. You make multiple lists. Best way to do it is have different sections for what you need. It's different for Hannah, she's got a show day bag, but otherwise it's like you've got a list for your clothes, a list for your sups, a list for the food you need, a list for the stuff for your dog, and your cables, don't forget your chargers, and just, we do it way in advance, so we're not leaving until like tomorrow midday-ish, so we pre-planned this earlier, we're putting it all together now, so we're not waking up going, oh fuck, we're going to pack it all tonight, put it by the front door, so we get up and go.
So I'm actually going to read through the list that I personally have. That Nat may have things additionally that he could add, but so I'll speak to the list. It may not be in like a great order, but it is what it is, right? So tan. Always take spare bottles of both tan, base coat and top coat. Straighteners, oh, that's a flicking light. It's flicking, so that's gonna cause issues. I'll sit here. Straighteners, a scrunchie, a baggy t-shirt, nail varnish, clothes for after, right? Gloves. If you're tanning, if your partner is tanning you, get some gloves so that you don't end up having a ridiculous tan on your hands. Towels, blankets, obviously, it's to kind of line wherever you're sitting when you have got your tan on, but also for warmth. Honestly, keeping warm is probably my highest priority on show day, as well as just sitting down, but keeping warm is really, really important. Joggers and jumpers for show day. So those things that you need to consider, you don't want cuffed bottoms, okay, and you don't want really tight joggers. So if you have really tight joggers around your waist, you'll end up kind of rubbing off your tan. So loose joggers. Jumper wise, girls, think about your makeup and hair. Again, if it's really tight around the neck, that's going to potentially ruin your hair, ruin your makeup, right? Hairbrush grips. Makeup, if you are getting it done elsewhere, still bring some little top ups. So for example, if you're getting your makeup done really early, you may not be on, especially if you're bikini, you may not be on for a long time. So you want to have like lipsticks, lip glosses, matte powder, some like setting spray, things like that, right? They will obviously have, the professional makeup artist will obviously have a lot of those things, but for yourself, also, if you want to change anything, you know, things might wear off. Maybe you want to add additional eyeliner. Just bring some little spares. Now, show day bikini, spare bikini. What you never want to do is only take one bikini and it breaks. Practice posing suit because you're probably going to be checking in multiple times. I always take 2 pairs of heels. Now, moving on to kind of the additional side, extra food. Now, extra food, Nat, I don't know if you have like input here, but for myself, what I bring is rice cakes, raisins, honey, dark chocolate, almond butter, jam. Anything else to add in? Salt, of course.
Show day stuff.
No, like additional food. He wasn't listening.
Additional food for show day. Yeah, so you covered fat sauces, so dark chocolate, almond butter, carb sauces, honey, raisins, jam, Haribo, always a handy one.
Some people do Haribo. I have never.
Realistically, it should be things you've had in your diet anyway, but for the fact of quick acting sugars, some people throw in things like Haribo. Yeah.
Some people, some people have squares bars and things as well. I personally don't, just because again, it's not something that I've got in my diet at this moment in time, and with my dietary kind of issues. Yes.
It's always handy to pre-cook chicken. Yes, protein isn't necessarily massively important on show day, but it still has application. We know protein creates diuresis. It can also help slow digestion. So we always pre-cook like 200 to 400 grams of raw weight chicken, so you can apply like 20, 30, 40 gram cooked weight portions to your meals throughout the day. Yeah,
so having like if you didn't catch that, like pre-cooked food that isn't on your plan that is on your plan, but additional to that. So say you have your 6 meals set out, you probably don't have 6 meals set out for the day because you're probably going to be on stage. You may have like 3 or something like that, but if you do, say, 400 gram raw weight chicken, you know that bag of chicken is 400 grams. So if you need to have an additional or even rice, etc., that's really, that's always something I do, and I really do recommend. So on that, food scales, salt scales, body weight scales. Then we've got your tripod, pump up bands, hairspray, SUPs, so pre-stage SUPs. I personally still do have a pump. I use the Engineered Muscle Turbo Pump. Moving on to chargers, power banks, laptops, just in case I want to do a little work. Then on the next part, I've got pillow, bum pillow. Okay, if you're lean, and you're sitting on one of those backstage plastic chairs or sitting on the floor, which is a lot of the time, take a pillow, man. Yes, it's hassle to carry that pillow around, but it's the best thing I ever started doing anyway. P-cups, shiwis. So if you're a female, make sure that you actually do either get yourself a shiwi or cups. If you have plastic cups, cut out a hole in the bottom, insert that around, and then pee into the cup, into the toilet. You don't want to be sitting on toilets. People still do. That's your choice. I personally would never, because it's not really about like ruining the toilet seat. It's about the toilet seat taking the tan off your ass, right? So whether that's your first coat or your top coat, it doesn't matter. Because the cup purposes as well are to really try not to have any dribbles, okay? Yes, they can top up your tan, but at the same time, if you can just prevent that stress by peeing in a cup, saves the stress. So makeup remover, baby wipes, sliders, headphones, hand mirror, jewelry, That's all I got. So it's quite a long list. But hopefully that is going to help. And obviously off the back of that, as Nat said, we are going tomorrow and the show is the next day. So on top of that, you've got like your normal bedding. So for the house, so that you don't ruin the bed sheets. I actually used to, when I'd go to an Airbnb, I would just take a sleeping bag because you're just wrapped in it, right? Then it's just not going anywhere. But bedding is obviously key on there. We actually, when we're driving, we actually take an air fryer because it's just so easy. We take an air fryer, we take a rice cooker, bish bash bosh. We do also take our own big bowls, but that's probably autism. Other than that, yeah, that's probably about it, isn't it?
So something a lot of people don't consider is doing their own base tan prior to getting your stage done. With most shows like PCA, their tanning teams are incredible. They're lovely ladies. Always make sure you turn up and bring them a few cans of Monster because they have the hardest job in the world. They deal with grumpy competitors for hours on end. So they're lovely. They're doing God's work. But you get a tan the night before the show, a top up morning of. The best thing you can do for yourself to make sure your colour is spot on is do your own base tan prior to that. You don't have to have a lot of skills because I can do it. So last time for Hannah's other show, we used a different brand, which was Dark As. This time we're using Pro Tan. I fucking love the smell. When you are doing your own tan, make sure you look at the company and see how they recommend you apply the tanning product. Because Dark As was a foam, so it was very similar to like the cheap ass kind of tans you can get from Tesco, but a posh one obviously. This is a liquid. Make sure you get your gloves and take your fucking time doing it. Be prepared, stand on a towel, get yourself mitts.
We're not going to show you that.
We're not going to show you that, but
bit rude.
We do recommend you do it because Hannah's colour at BMBF was outstanding. BMBF doesn't have a tanning service, so everyone was tanning themselves. And there were so many competitors that were let down by their colour. But the fact that we had a base coat as well, like we did multiple base coats, then we did the whole top coat morning of. This makes a big difference. Actually, the
Dark As was the same bottle. We actually just applied 3 coats and treated it the same. So we did like base coat. So we did base coat, washed it off, another coat, and then the same bottle applied it again in the morning. So whereas this Pro Tan, there's an actual base coat and then they have a specific top coat. So the base coat is like Nat said, it's like a liquid, and then the top coat is a foam. So yeah, we're gonna do that now.
This bodybuilding malarkey is a real pain in the arse. It's a lot of fun. Another pro tip that just dawned on me: if you're going away to a show, the best thing you can do for yourself, do a bit of a house clean before you leave, remake your bed. So when you come back from a busy show weekend, you get in and it's bliss. Thank me later.
I like that.
Write that down.
Good afternoon. So it is however many days post-show. And as you can see, the tan has gone, but not gone patchy or anything. So this is, of course, another important element to skin prep, especially when you've got more shows in the season. So, but I'm actually competing this weekend. So I had obviously my tan on Sunday. So how have I prepared my skin and my tan for this Saturday? So what I did, washed off obviously on the Sunday night, and I used this. Now, Buff Bombs are absolutely incredible. Shout out to Tash. They have Buff Bombs for like bath bombs, but they also have this scrub, and it's like vegan, cruelty free, right? But the reason why I personally use it is because it's got like Epsom salts and essential oils in it, and it just doesn't hurt my skin. So I use this, and it smells so good. So I use this, and I use like this little, I can't remember, it's some kind of like fucking sea plant. So I use that to get that off. And what is important when you do have, I'm going to sit down because my arm hurts. What is important when you've got sensitive skin is making sure that you don't use anything, like you're not scrubbing at it. So just like a light exfoliation and then moisturising straight away once you're dry. So that is again when I use my white paraffin. So like this one, okay? Then when you do get closer to show, so it's Thursday today, my last moisturise was last night, and instead of using the white paraffin, I use something called Cetraben. And that is a great moisturiser. It's thick, but it's not something like oily like that. So that has got me kind of ready to then, as you can see, that's my psoriasis there. But that has got me pretty good, ready, even like my armpits aren't too bad, ready to go again for my next kind of load of tan. So that means tonight is base coat 1, etc., which I've already been through. So I really hope that that does help. Please let me know if any of you have any questions at all. I know this is a little bit of a different kind of YouTube to what we've done before, but you know, we want to make sure that we're not just showing like highlights of life, but also helping certain individuals that may not know what to do and where to go. So if you do have any topics in particular that you do want Nat and I to cover, please drop them in the comments below. And while you're there, give us a like and a share. Put it on your stories. Thank you so much. Actually, like we get maybe, I think we've only had 2 shares of our YouTube on the actual like Instagram stories. So I really appreciate you too, people. Actually, could be even the same girl, right? But regardless, I hope you have an amazing day, and whatever it is that you are doing, go and do it, go and smash it, and we'll see you next time.